Cooking Up a Storm, sponsored by West Virginia Northern Community College Culinary Arts Program.
We're cooking up a storm and it's fall, y'all. I'm making a pumpkin chili. You're gonna like this one, a perfect cozy fall pumpkin chili recipe. And you ever go to a party? I went to a Halloween party a couple years ago. My neighbors made this and I said, I have to get this recipe. And so I'll share it with you. This is their recipe for pumpkin chili. And even if you don't like pumpkin, don't worry, it's not gonna taste like a pumpkin pie. No nutmeg in here, no pumpkin spice. We do have a pumpkin beer, but we'll get to that in a little bit. Here's what you need. Ground turkey. 1.5 pounds is what the recipe calls for, but I'm gonna throw in 2 just because, you know, turkey only comes in 1 pound increments. You can freeze the other half if you want, make some turkey burgers out of it. White kidney beans, drained. Of course, pumpkin, the star of the show, your canned pumpkin, a 15 ounce. Here I have some fresh herbs. I had chopped up some thyme. You always have time for thyme. Rosemary, and my favorite, sage. Sage is like the herb of Thanksgiving to me. And then I have mirepoix, or as if you're doing some Creole cooking in the United States, call it the Holy Trinity. And well, mirepoix is French, and that's fancy for celery, onions, and carrots. So we got that going. We got our olive oil, that's cooking. And we have in here the herbs. We got red crushed pepper, coriander, ground coriander, cumin, and paprika. So those are our herbs. So we got our Dutch pot here, and the oil's pretty hot. We're gonna drop in our celery, our onions, and our carrots in the big bowl. And there they go. And I'm gonna scoop some of these. Some of the onions are sticking here at the bottom. Get them in there. We're gonna let these soften for a couple minutes. You wanna take a spoon and just stir that a little bit. I just have these chopped up in oil. We just want to get these softened for a little bit. So while that's doing its dirty work, it happens to be the same neighbor that gave me this recipe for the pumpkin chili also showed me this little trick for your pumpkin beers. I don't know if you like pumpkin beers this time of year, either love them or hate them type thing, but I'm going to show you how to make you may really like a pumpkin beer after this. What I do, he showed me this. This is cinnamon sugar, just a mix of cinnamon and sugar. And you just rim your glass. You want to put this over the top. What you could do is get some caramel and then put some caramel to help it stick. But just some good old water here will help your cinnamon and sugar stick just like that. That's what you're looking for. And then when you pour your pumpkin beer and you drink your pumpkin beer, you're going to have a little bit of that cinnamon sugar around the rim of the beer glass, just like that. And it really is gonna make it nice and sweet. Boy, I gave that beer a little too much head. I didn't pour it at an angle. Just gonna give this guy a little stir over here. Again, our carrots, our onions, and our celery are softening. And I don't know what you guys like to serve chili on, but what I like to serve it on is rice. I like to put it over some rice when I'm done. I'm just gonna give a sip of this. Oh. It's the only way to drink pumpkin beers. Once you do it, I even like ask for, when I get a pumpkin beer out at a restaurant, I ask for it like that now. So, okay. So now these guys have softened a little bit over here. We're going to add our dried herbs, and they're going to go in here. Just mix it in with our carrots and our onions and the celery. Mix in carefully. Also, I want to get some chopped garlic, and my Aunt Linda got me this new device. This is the first time ever using this. I mean, literally the first time. We're not even practice. We're just going to test it out. This is a little chopper. This is why I probably should have checked it out ahead of time. But it's chopping the garlic up. It's kind of cool. Thanks, Aunt Linda. Now let's see if I can get this all open again. It charges and everything. It's a nice little, cute little chopper. Should have asked Aunt Linda where she got it from. I'll have to ask, and I'll put it in the comments section. How about that? If you want one of the little mini choppers. Okay, so we got all this incorporated. Now let's get our meat, and that is our ground turkey. Our ground turkey has to go in here. That's 1 pound. And again, recipe calls for 1.5 pounds, but we're gonna make this extra meaty. Why not? I don't feel like freezing a half a pound of turkey. Any places I've seen it at a grocery store, you're gonna have to buy it in 1 pound increments. So this chili is gonna be a little meaty, but I don't think anyone's gonna mind. Turkey, it's healthy too, a little healthier for you than ground beef. Okay, this is gonna have to take about 8 minutes to cook, and we'll see you back in a minute.
I was the first in my family to go to college.
I was looking to switch careers.
I wanted the highest quality, but most affordable option for a degree.
No matter where you are in life, West Virginia Northern Community College can make your dream of a college degree a reality. With over half of our students being first-generation college students and free tuition for many programs, Northern is the right choice for you.
I can go to college. West Virginia Northern Community College. You belong here.
Okay, our turkey is nice and brown. You don't need to get it like you don't want to do it too long or it's going to get a little too rubbery. We're going to throw in our fresh herbs. Again, this is fresh thyme, fresh rosemary chopped up, and fresh sage. Get that worked in there. Oh, I love sage. And now we're going to add in our chicken broth, 2 cups. So I got 1 cup here, and I have another cup here. You know what? Since I added 2 pounds of meat instead of 1.5, I may want to add a little bit more broth just looking at this, or otherwise it's going to be a little meaty. So I'm just going to add this, half a cup. Again, if you're making it with 1.5 cups, or 1.5 pounds like the recipe's calling for, then just use the 2 cups. Our white kidney beans, 2 15 ounces. Make sure these are drained. I drained these guys right here, and you don't want all that, you ever open up these, it's like all that gook that goes in there. You don't want that, although sometimes you do for like a thickening agent. And then the star of the show, the pumpkin, that goes in there as well. So if you're worried this is gonna taste like a pumpkin spice latte, don't worry, it's not, because we're not adding any cinnamon, nutmeg, or sugar. That's more of your, pumpkin spice kind of a taste. This is gonna make the chili creamy. So it's gonna give it a creamy texture. And also, something that's going to put this over the top at the end is we are going to add in some heavy cream, half a cup of heavy cream, but you don't want to do that until the end of your cooking. So we want to get this all worked in here nice and stir it up a little bit. And we want to turn this up. Now we want to simmer this for about 20 minutes, okay? So you don't want it like boiling high, but you want to get it, just to a simmer level. And then once it does get to a simmer level, you're going to let it simmer for about 20 minutes. And then what you want to do, once it starts simmering, you want to like partially cover it like that. Don't cover it like that, but like partially cover it. And let it go, let it simmer for 20 minutes. And then all you do is add that heavy cream, and it'll be time to munja munja. Okay, our pumpkin chili has been simmering here with the lid partially on for about 20 minutes now. What we want to do next is add our one last ingredient. You want to turn off the heat, and that last ingredient is the heavy whipping cream. I have a half a cup of heavy whipping cream. This is optional, I guess, if you don't want it. I just think it just gives an extra added creamy texture to it when you add this. But turn off the heat when you add the cream, and pour the cream right in there. And give it a good one last stir. Now, if you wanted to make this in a crock pot, you certainly can. Just do those first 2 steps. Just put this in at the end. If you're making it in a crock pot, I would heat it at low for 6 hours or heat it at high for 3 hours. And, so if you're going to like a Halloween party, like that's where I got this recipe in the first place, you have it in a crock pot, you just plug it in, and you keep it warm there as well. Put it on the warm setting. So you just want to scoop up all this goodness. You got the beans, you got the chili. Again, I like serving this over a bed of rice personally, but this isn't by any stretch is this going to be a spicy chili. It doesn't have a lot of heat to it. It's just a creamy, good old-fashioned, cozy meal to eat on a cold day out there. When the temperatures start dropping. I tell you what, this is so hot. I mean, let's steam. I'm going to try to take a bite of this, but it is piping hot, so bear with me. That's good. Thank goodness for this. I think I just burnt my tongue. Lordy Gordy, that is good. The pumpkin chili, it's a different twist on chili. And again, it doesn't taste like a pumpkin spice latte. Give it a try. Hey, and if you do give it a try, or any of these recipes a try, and you want to send in a picture of your final product, you could always send it to Chime In. And Chime In lives on the WTOV 9 app. We're cooking up a storm. It's fall, y'all. I'm Jeff Oechslein.
Cooking Up a Storm, sponsored by West Virginia Northern Community College Culinary Arts Program.